Got this stock card off. It's on a Renault Megan, and doing some tests to see why the window doesn't work. This was already disconnected. So very quickly what I'm doing, I've looked for a change up here. I'm using the power probe. If I go into, this would be connected to the motor here, the window motor, and that would be plugged into the wire right there to the back of the door. I go into the top one, nothing, but I'll press the switch. See, it gives it a ground when I press the switch. Just had to film this because of where I've got the stuff. Maybe I'm better putting a lead in there so I can do it a bit better. Now I press the switch and I get a ground. Okay, go to the one next to it with the switch up here for that window. So this is what I'm lifting. When I lift that, I get a ground on one wire. When I press it, I get a ground on the next. The center two, I've got a permanent ground and a permanent power for this module. So my next test, I'm going to just go to the motor and work it one way and the other. Direct to the motor. I'm showing you on here, but I'm going to test it on the motor. And that goes on to here. So if I connect up the power probe and the window moves one way and the other, we know this is getting powered up, it's getting center signal, and if the window's working, we just know that we need one of these. I'm just going to power probe right into the back of that motor. Got that lighting up green, means I've got continuity. It says 0, press the switch, the motor moves. If I reverse these over, I should be able to send the motor back up again. And it just confirms that all we need is that little module box that plugs onto this. Now I've reversed them over, it's lit up green, showing continuity. Press the button, and the window went back up. So if you can get one of these, we know it's getting some sort of signal to it. And we know the motor in the window works. There's just no power coming out of here. We're getting the ground all the time on both of them, but no power. That's just a simple way of checking what you need for the window. In this case, it's just this little box. The back door now, the back one's different. If I work the switch, I've just put a night light into there. So it is working. I'm going to test the motor the same way and see what happens there if I power it direct. And also check the back of the switch like I did before with the power probe and go through different positions, but you already know that that's it's sending its signal down there. So I'll connect to the lead. I think what's happened in this case, it's working now. What's happened is this has come apart, like somebody's unplugged this, but instead of just unplugging the end bit off, I'll try and show you what I mean. Instead of unplugging this bit at the bottom, like that, when they've done it, this next piece came off, and it was actually put in upside down. So I think that's why that wasn't working. So there's actually nothing wrong with the back. It's just the front one. This was put together wrong. That little piece was upside down in there. So I'll screw it back up, and that's this one okay. See, it doesn't go all the way down. It's got to learn its memory. And that's what we were seeing with the test light before, it wasn't staying lit. I can activate it, so if I press this, the ground, I can work the window. So we know it's working, and I can also send it up in the same way. And I'm pressing the ground, see it's got a voltage, but it's not lit up with a color of red. This is just a signal, right? It's not the power supply, but I can use it to send the window up. So we know the switch, the wiring, everything's okay. It's actually working, so I'll just build this one up. Just needs the front one to be fixed. But I hope that a little bit of that might help somebody know if they want to check the car. There are more wires to it. You can just play about and using the power probe. It's quite handy because it doesn't light the red light. Doesn't light the red light, I mean, like that. I wouldn't give that a ground because that's a proper power supply. It's got to be one of these ones that's like coming through a resistor already. So when I ground it out, it knows that it's grounded out. And it sends the signal to here.